Alright, I am on YouTube, it's Start All. Here I am on Twitch and on Kick. Morning. Morning. This morning I just woke up at 5 a.m. Just like that. It was just automatic. No alarm, nothing. Just, I think I'm getting really wired into getting this done. That being said, I am a little tempted to distract myself right away by going through and figuring out, there we go, word counts. Book 2, 5.5, I didn't call it Drowning, Book 2. So inconsistent. Didn't sleep as well as I would have liked to last night. I kept thinking about the wife and the marriage and the relationship and the way things were going. Kind of struggling, I guess. Let's see. What I want to do is start writing down chapter lengths. Am I writing down? No. Coffee, got my notepad. Yeah, so I meant to finish this chapter yesterday, but I had a conversation with the wife in the morning like I normally do. I try to call her every morning. I try to reach out. I try to maintain that connection, and she yelled at me, and this is the second day in a row where she got upset talking to me in the morning. The day before that, she started sweating, stressing out, talking to me, and then yesterday she just yelled, and it's my fault. I corrected her because she was fucking wrong, like she often is. Save a copy. And she just can't stand being corrected at all. And she's got to be right about every single damn thing. And if I call her out on something, if I correct her, then she just snaps. And I don't know if it's hormones or if it's just her frustration with me and not being able to find a job or what. But or it could be burnout from all the shit she's putting up with from other people, because I always get the fallout of of when she's burned out dealing with other people too. Like she says, I'm not her safe space, but to quote her, she talks to me in a way that she doesn't talk to other people. I'm just kind of baffled that I've let my life be so thoroughly steered off course and just steered in general by someone who is so wrong, so flighty, so emotional. I really fucked up. I should have been steering my own ship. instead of trusting someone like her. This is where it gets big. 54. Are you fucking kidding me? That can't be right. Okay. Yeah, that was wrong. That was characters, too. I was looking at characters. Okay. And, part of the issue is I put her up on this pedestal thinking just because she had such a better upbringing than me, supposedly, that she just knew better. Like, I've always kind of undermined myself a little bit and assumed that if someone came from a better home life, you know, two parents, or, didn't have all the trauma that I had growing up, that they just were better, just knew better. It's become painfully obvious in this last 6 months, 9 months of being by myself. That's absolutely not true. Just her logical fallacies and unwillingness to recognize patterns as they emerge. And I love my wife, I think, but I am not happy. This is not the life that I wanted. I didn't want to still be in Minnesota at this point. I wanted to leave before I ever even met her. I was thinking about leaving when I met her, and then I just settled into this relationship because she made everything so comfortable, and it was nice to be taken care of for once. Like, it felt good, and I just had this moment where I realized how much I relied on her and how much I was starting to depend, and I didn't want to be without her at that point. Okay. So that's not the chapter that I want. That's one of my immersion sort of break, or yeah, not when I started separating chapters. Like chapter 2 taught me I really needed. There we go, 3.1. It gets so confusing trying to keep this all straight. Okay. And I'm looking at some of these word counts that I have for these chapters, and like these could possibly be split even more. Chapter 3 is 4,641. Files, save a copy. Recent drowning, rising tide. Chapter 1, Chapter 2. But yeah, I assumed I was so insufficient and unprepared and unknowing, and I didn't believe in myself enough. I think that's the issue more than anything else, even more than putting her up on a pedestal. It's how little I believed in my own abilities, my own autonomy. Yeah, this is 3.1. Same number of words. Does it matter? Oh. Um, yeah, thinking about our relationship a lot. And I don't like the way she talks to me. I don't like the way she disrespects me, the way she cuts me off, doesn't let me finish a sentence, ignores what I say, does whatever the hell she wants to, but this whole time I've been going with what she wants. Because I thought that's what a marriage was. I thought it was a partnership, but it never was for her. And now she's mad at me because I don't have an opinion, and I don't. It's like this. You never let me have one. You kind of railroaded over me. So if I wanted to be heard through this marriage, I had to fucking yell. I hated it. I had to lose my temper. And that's not who I am. So I became in this marriage because that's who I had to be to have any space. Sad. It's really sad. These chapters are too long. I'm way too heavy with these chapters. They're all going to need to get split up. I don't want to check on them right now. Bullheaded would be the term. She idolizes her mother, but she just doesn't want to see how much like her father she really is. Okay, here's where I'm starting to get a little bit shorter. Really, Pen? I don't want to have to throw you away. My dog loves her. My cat loves her. My animals love her. I love her too. I want this marriage to work. I really do. But it can't work in the shape that it's in. Okay. It can't work where she listens to everybody but her husband, which is ridiculous. You marry someone because you love their intelligence and their wit, but then you never listen to what they have to say. That's stubbornness and a clear sign of fucking trauma. 3-4 emergent. I forgot this one. $3,129. It's 3-4. Okay. So yeah, that's where my head's at this morning. I'm worried about word count and my marriage again. Like, my goal is not deal with her disrespect anymore. To become independent enough that I can just walk the fuck away from it. Because I've thought about that a lot over the years. And the goal is not to leave, but to leave. You know, like to be able to take myself out of the marriage, to step back, to step away, and create a place for her. And if she wants to follow, if she wants to actually be a wife, to leave a space available for her. But it can't be here. It can't be the way we've been living. Did I look at 4 already? Yeah, 4. I'm so confused. Oh, because there was 3 and then there was 3.5. That's why I'm confused. Okay. So that's why this is right, where that is. And 4. Yeah. And 4 to 5. 4 to 5. Outline. Chapter 4 to 5. Okay. This one's only 1,500 words. Good for me. Could actually let one be short. That was my second immersion chapter. And that one's already where it needs to be. Okay. And lately shit's just gotten more twisted in her head. Like she's blaming me for things that she decided for herself. Oh, 5, then 5 to 5, then 5.5. Okay, because that's not confusing at all, Jack. Okay, so this is 4. It's not just like her individual disrespect. It's her whole family. Like she plays out this toxic family dynamic with me. And I know a lot of her issue with me really comes down to her own lack of self-esteem, which she projects onto me because I'm just a living manifestation of her own decisions. It's just sad. It's really sad. I really did want to build something with her, but we could never be in sync on that. Anything I tried to build, she'd tear down. And anything she tried to build, because she tore down anything that I had tried to build, I just let her build on her own. And it created this just ever-expanding rift in our marriage. No, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, this is 5. do not match each other's energy very well. And she's got this. She's always seen marriage as a competition, and I think it's because she grew up in a home where there was so much fighting and bickering back and forth. And she mentioned the other day that I seem happier without her, and I am. I'm happier, I'm calmer. Even if I wake up with negative thoughts in mind, I don't wake up furious. $1,059. So I'm just really curious as to how much I've actually written on this right now. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going through file by file, writing down my word count. Okay. And what I'm noticing is I've developed a pattern where I'm not as hung up on trying to make long chapters. Originally, I was thinking like 3,000 words per chapter, 3,000 to 4,000 words per chapter, and I'm realizing it's a bit much. Like my last book, it was 2,500 as an average that I was very rigid to sticking to, and even that can get a little bit long. Like shorter can definitely be better, especially if you're just trying to get them to read just one more chapter, just one more. So, and 5.5. Is that the one that I'm on? I think that's the one that I'm on. Yeah, 5.5. That's the one that I'm working on, and that's so far 777. I'm not going to count that, because that's the one I'm working on. How is my coffee already this cold? I'm going to grab my phone and calculate. Okay. I do have another emergent chapter. I'm like, yeah, I did. And it's this 5_5. Which is, yeah, okay. And I put it in a different way that I've been doing the rest of my stuff. It's sad. It's genuinely sad that everyone that I've talked to about my marriage and opened up and been honest about has told me I'm better off without her. That I don't need her shit. It's gotten to the point where even ChatGPT has told me I would be better off without her. It's sad. Even AI recognizes this is not a good situation that I've allowed myself to be in all this time. But I grew up learning that if you just shrink, if you just become less, if you hide away, then that's better. Then you can survive. Then you have to, yeah. And I keep praying that she's gonna like grow up and figure out her trauma and figure out how she's been reacting to shit that happened when she was a child this whole time, and that's how we got to this place. And just got to accept it's not going to happen. She'd rather just stay busy, stay high, stay distracted, surround herself with an echo chamber of narcissists and toxic influence like her best friend. And it's genuinely sad. Like, she has a friend who has, in the time that she's been in my life, managed to destroy every single adult relationship in my life. Like, my two best friends and my wife now. I've kind of, like, had both those relationships eroded by her influence. And she's working extra hard at this point to try and get between my wife and I, like she always has. And, yeah. Okay, so, not including this chapter, which is 777 words, so far this book is 37,964, which is roughly the point that I think I typically stop at books. This is, yeah, this is the point where I usually, like, get distracted, or I start thinking like it's not on track. There's the 20th, I think it's the 20th. So that's where I'm at. And the last book was like 44,000 words. So I'm very close. Yeah, it's the 20th. I'm very close to where the last book ended. So this is, all right, 37,964. So almost 38,000 words. Yeah. This is usually when I get distracted, or I get myself in trouble, or I get, it feels like it's becoming word soup or something. But I'm surprisingly on point. I'm surprisingly just very clear about direction and what's going on. The next section that I do is going to be, it's going to be different. I'm going to be changing tones. The next, like, 1/3 of the story, it alters a little bit, and I don't know if it's going to maintain the same length pattern that I have been building up to. But if this maintains, if this stays the way that it is, then I have an actual novel on my hands, which I've seen some say like a novel would be like 80,000 words, or 120,000. Whereas like 40,000, that puts you right in the sweet spot for novella length. So I've written a novella so far. That's what this is. Meow, meow. But I really want to ramp up the pace, because originally I thought this was going to be another novella that I was writing. 54,000 was how many words I had in mind for the entire project. Clearly, I've overshot it, because at this point, being that I'm at less than a third for 54,000, I should have been at less than 20,000, and I'm at nearly double that. So, yeah, pretty sure this is going to be a full length novel. I just hope it's good. That's one of my biggest issues. I hope it's good. I hope I'm not diffusing tension. I'm hoping I'm not writing something that's gibberish or just vainglorious, trite. Trying to make sure I don't write for spectacle writing. Sorry, looking at my Gmail. Jordan from J2C, $28 to $32, maintenance mechanic. Check out these jobs. Strong mechanical aptitude. It's not me. I get so many scammy job offers. Trade confirmations, Indeed, growth market, and content management. Sorry, looking at job offers and seeing if paid social campaign you personally managed. If we asked you to produce 3 short form videos tomorrow promoting snow removal services, what would the concepts be? How do you structure your first 30 days to increase inbound leads through content and paid ads? I wish. I really, really wish. It sucks. It really sucks being in this position. I kind of gave up my career so we could stay in this state so she could be close to her family. Someone reaching out in order to market my book, but most of these guys make everything sound good, then they try to hit you up for a charge. Podcast and radio features can be a meaningful way to help your book reach the right audience, strengthen your credibility, and create long-term visibility. Would you be open to a short conversation to explore whether this could be a valuable fit for you and your book? Shoot them back. If you're charging, you need to go outside, Lou? Yeah, a fee. I can't afford it. And the wife always said if I wrote a book, she would promote it. She could market it, and she's not doing any of that. Like I asked her to just shoot some short form videos of just her reading the book and reacting to it that I could post on Instagram or something like that in order to generate buzz, and she's not doing that at all. And I don't know if that's just because of how upset she is or how adamant she is that I get a real job. Speaking, I could use the subscriptions and the follows and likes and whatever on whatever medium you're on. I could use any kind of asset generation possible, and better yet, buy my book. If you're on Kick or Twitch, description is in my bio. I will be adding it to my YouTube page. I highly recommend the paperback. That's the one that I actually go in and do edits of. If you read the ebook, there will be flaws. There will be errors. In the first couple of pages, there's a verb redundancy on page 4 that I got rid of. I replaced floundering with searching because I didn't use a simple word like searching and opted for something that sounded flowery and more poetic, like floundering, even though I had already used floundered in the first 3-4 pages. So that was just an annoying repetition to me. And it sucks that I'm reading it now and I'm finding little areas where I'm like, that phrasing could be smoother. That could be a little bit better. I found one yesterday as I was reading it in the vet's office, waiting for Lou, because you were a big baby. Oh, you were such a big baby yesterday. But, yeah. So that's what my morning is. And, like, I have an objective to myself where I keep looking for work like I do every single fucking day. And at the same time, not call the wife. Not reach out to her. Because yesterday, she completely fucked up my flow. Like, I was all set to finish this chapter that I was on yesterday. And she yelled at me, and then I called her back and apologized for her yelling at me, and then that just gave me a sick to my stomach feeling for the rest of the day, and I couldn't concentrate. Like, just completely fucked up everything that I had going. So, yeah. She suddenly scratched at her neck. She suddenly scratched her neck, forcing her smile wider as she leaned in. Okay. Um, yeah. So that's that. That's half an hour of me just going through, figuring out word count and whining about my life and my sleeplessness and everything that I'm going through right now, and jobs and marriage. And she yelled at me. She does that a lot. I might be grateful that she's at her dad's while she goes through menopause. But I really wish we could work this out together. She'd rather run away to her daddy's place and tell me that she's the grown-up one, because she continues to act childish and impulsive. But everything I ever try to build, she tears apart, or she gives away, or she just fucking ruins. So this is nice. I have peace, and that's something. It's interesting that she's staying away because she feels like she's choosing peace, but I'm receiving peace from her being away. I just gotta put a picture up above my computer of her and I. It was last summer going out roller skating, just smiling and being happy and reconnecting. And like yesterday, I couldn't work. I didn't want to play video games. I didn't want to get stoned like I used to. I was tempted to drink, but I can't drink because I'm donating plasma, and that fucks up my hydration. I shouldn't even be drinking coffee right now. And I cleaned. I organized. I finally went through the bin full of DVDs that I've had sitting next to me and started to throw things from the apartment in there that I don't need right now. So everything that I can like kind of shave off of my space and organize and declutter what's in this area, because I'm assuming I'm going to be in this apartment for another 6 months. I'm coming up on the end of my first 6 months. I was supposed to have a job, supposed to be paying for myself at this point, and that didn't happen. And we were talking about after 3 months, we would move someplace else together after another 3 months in here after my first 6. And I'm guessing that's not going to happen either, unless I'm independent, unless I'm making money to support myself. So again, buy my book. Tell your friends. I need sales. I need sales very, very badly. Last night I responded to an email of someone who said they wanted to focus. Said they wanted to put my book on like another Listify or something, or some other service that should generate more traffic to it. But yeah, I'm talking to you guys because word of mouth is how that's supposed to go. What is this? Your current bill. Ah, okay. Utility charges. Okay, and that's what's been eating away at my rent. All right. Yeah. So, I'm gonna do some stuff. I have to relieve myself. I have to relieve my dog. I gotta get more coffee, and then I'll be back and I'll be working on this chapter again. And we're gonna get it done this morning, people. You and me, us. We're gonna get this done. Meow, meow. Shut your face. Oh, shut your face. Mwah. All right, Lou. Can you go outside? Hi, Missy. Yeah. Hey, baby. Hi. Let's get you your harness on. Come on, don't be weird. Don't be weird. Come on, forward. Good girl. Good girl. So this won't be too long, folks. Just gonna walk her to the into the corner. In the complex. Gonna relieve herself. Make sure her pee-pee is pee-pee colored and not bloody. Um, and yeah, and I'll be back and we'll be finishing chapter 5.5. Oh. All right, let's go. Good dog. Good shit. Watch your face. Hey, Lou. Come here, baby. Oh, pardon me. I've been drinking probiotic tea in the evenings before I go to bed, so I wake up feeling skinny. I take big poops. Evo water. Alright. Little Joe. Should I hate? Yeah, I'm not hating the hay setup. You pooping in the box or out of the box? You pooping in the box or out of the box? Alright. It's a functional litter box. That works. Okay. So yeah, I am at that point. Okay. So I gotta keep working. I gotta keep going. Where am I at? Jocelyn's curse. That's where we're at. So I didn't prepare any lines specifically for Jocelyn at this point. I'm looking to be picking up my phone again. This is why I should be in another room. Yeah, I hate that. Like, I get promotion costs money, but they hit me back. And the fact that they hit me back, Khalid. So, not in the country, probably a scam. So many of these marketing offers that they give you are just fucking scams where they hit you up for money. And then there's nothing to actually deliver. Because it was just smoke up your ass the whole time. And it's so fucking constant. And this is where an agent would be good. I should have treated her better. She did so many nice things for me, and I was very selfish throughout the relationship. I think she was too, but beat the narcissist in court. Yeah, I really hope this doesn't end in divorce. I really want this marriage to work, but I need her to grow the fuck up. I need her to grow the fuck up and own her shit. I feel like we've both been taking blame for each other's crap. Anyways, I gotta get back to work. I gotta finish this chapter today. I can't be thinking about her fucking nonsense. I can't let her fuck up my flow and stop me from achieving my goals and my dreams any the fuck more. With her drama and gaslighting and fucking manipulation. I really do love my long sentences. I'm seeing that as I'm sitting down and looking at this. Like, that's one of the things I gotta do in edits, and that's where edits take so long. And that's why I gotta hurry up and finish this. Just write something. A bad sentence is better than no sentence at all. As she stopped before him, she suddenly scratched her neck and forced her smile wider as she leaned in toward him. There's just too many words. As she leaned in. Good morning. Like, that's not... Good morning, Garrett. What does she say? I want to use the space well. Yeah. Yeah. Should I feed you? Is that a worthy distraction right now? Lula, be nice. So, I need her to say something that's like over the top and flirty and a little bit suggestive. I'm going to check on your father as well. Practically had to drag Galen here this morning, and since we arrived, he hasn't stopped talking about mushrooms. It's his latest obsession. Is this up too over the top? But I prefer the more meaty variety. That she stamped her foot and scratched her stomach. Yeah, it's that often I end up using ChatGPT in order to talk out my feelings. Emotional regulation and writing. That's what I did yesterday when I sat down to work. I just wound up venting to AI about everything that's going on right now. It feels like if my wife and I split, it's less a divorce from her and more a divorce from just the pack of idiots that comes with her. I think I want to separate that action. "Oh, aren't you a darling?" she replied, placing a hand to his chest. "To worry about me so." She moved her hand for a subtle feel of the muscle under his wrinkled tunic. Shirt, just say shirt. Rash appeared where she rubbed as she went on. As casually as she could. I want to save that action for last. Her chest heaved upward. I want to save that. blistered skin forming across her bosom. Although she added, in a coyishly, I was going to say playfully, but I'm thinking coyishly demure, lowered tone, my offer still stands. Anytime. Curved lips twitched again. Into an agonized. Okay, agonized has an O in it. Curved lips twitched again into an agonized scowl. She fought. Curved lips twitched again into an agonized scowl as she fought. With pleading eyes as she nearly fell forward. Garrett said with measured concern in his voice. Of course, he said it with his voice. Garrett said with measured concern. Perhaps you should speak with Perival about your condition. Try to lean in again, but another fit of irritation caught her off guard. She instinctively arm up and bent it to scratch her own back. shake away the subtle hurt on his face. That scene is making me want to itch. Yeah, this whole scene is making me itchy, so I'm glad to get out of it. Boom. Craft analysis escalation. This is working. The scene does something very good structurally. Flirtation, physical symptom, attempt at composure. More flirtation, worse symptom, physical boundary crossed. Social tension, husband enters. Each beat intensifies. That prevents comedic fatigue. The curse is now visibly wrong. Earlier it was a subtle rash, now heat reaction, immediate inflammation, blistering, loss of motor control, timing, increasing compulsion to scratch. This is making me want to scratch. It no longer reads his nerves, it reads his bodily corruption. Good progression. Garrett's arc, this is where it strengthens. This is the first moment we really see him assert a boundary. Perhaps it would be best if you asked your husband. That line is doing multiple things. Rejecting her, reasserting moral order, publicly announcing, acknowledging Galen, quietly stepping into authority without commanding. It supports your intended arc beautifully. The half step back is also good. It shows reluctance rather than dominance. He is not aggressive, he is principled. Galen's entrance, subtle and effective. The details slightly shook his head as if to shake away the subtle hurt. That's very strong. You do not make him angry. You do not make him suspicious. You made him hurt. That deepens him immediately. He is not just fungi eccentric. He is a man witnessing something he cannot quite name that's layered. Where you should be careful, repetitive physical scratching. You have stomach scratch, forearm scratch, shoulder scratch, back scratch. This works in escalation, but if overused across multiple pages, it can start to feel mechanically repetitive. You've handled it well here because each scratch interrupts flirtation, undermines her composure, escalates visibility. Just be careful in future scenes not to default to scratching every time. You'll want variation later. Burning, tightening skin, stiffness, etc. Tone balance. You are walking a difficult line. Sexual comedy, body horror, marital discomfort, political tension. You are not tipping into melodrama. That's impressive control. This does not feel gratuitous. It feels like something unraveling. And now I'm itchy. Final evaluation of this passage. Escalation strong. Garrett's arc now visible. Curse seeding clear but not overt. Galen humanized. Yes. Tone still levity on surface, rot underneath. This chapter is no longer just funny chaos. It is authority failing, bodies betraying, marriage strained, leadership emerging reluctantly. What is exactly what you said you wanted? If you'd like, next we can tighten Galen's reaction further to sharpen future suspicion or design how the poison reveal will echo back through the scene. Damn it. On reread. Or examine whether Jocelyn should almost notice something is wrong herself yet. You're layering effectively now. Alright, I'm going to see what kind of coffee I got left in the pot. Ugh. No animals behind me. Oh, my foot. Oh, my foot. Ugh. time is it? 6:47. Okay, give me a little bit. What am I at now? 1,236 words. It's not bad. I'm almost to the end of the first 1/3 of this chapter, which hopefully things speed up a little bit, but not too much. Next, I've got I got to get a line in from Galen. Galen is clearly upset by this, but deflects and dissociates with random facts about mushrooms and spores. Let his facts be unintentionally mirroring the poisoning, reference fungal parasitism, or talk about how spores spread invisibly. He doesn't know he's thematically on point. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and refer to ChatGPT for this. I need samples / ideas for Galen's mushroom fact. It should seem like a non sequitur damn it, sequitur, no, okay, what the fuck, so close, two U's, non sequitur, damn it, dissociation, but pertain to the poisoning of the king, and if possible, also Jocelyn's attempt at infidelity. Damn it. Excellent. That's exactly the kind of layered misdirection that makes the second read satisfying. You want Galen's mushroom fact to feel like a socially oblivious non sequitur, be plausibly relevant to poisoning, echo Jocelyn's infidelity attempt, not feel like exposition, not sound like he's accusing anyone. That means the fact should be delivered with enthusiasm, academic detachment, and no awareness of how awkward the timing is. Below are idea types, followed by sample lines you can adapt. Category 1. Heat activates the toxin angle. This connects to her burning rash, the king's worsening condition, the idea that something latent is being triggered. Concept: some fungi are harmless until heated, bruised, or metabolized. Sample line: did you know some mushrooms are quite docile until warmed? The toxins don't activate until the body tries to digest them. Heat changes everything. For writerr, it's fascinating, really. Some species only become dangerous once handled too much. Agitation releases their irritants. They look perfectly polite until you touch them. On first read, awkward nerd tangent. On second read, Jocelyn just reacted to touch. The king is deteriorating. Category 2. Yay, top viewers on Streamboo. Looks edible, isn't parallel. Concept: many poisonous mushrooms closely resemble edible varieties. The most dangerous ones often look the most inviting. Plump, glossy caps. They mimic the edible sorts almost perfectly. You wouldn't know it until it was far too late. They're slightly more clinical. There's a variety that tastes sweet at first, no bitterness at all. The symptoms don't present for hours. Then, of course, the liver is already failing. That's not bad. Category 3, the spores spread quietly angle, contamination theme. Category 3, the spores spread quietly, angle, contamination, theme, concept. Fungal spores spread invisibly, silently, sample lines. Spores are remarkable. You never see them enter. They simply settle, and once they take root, the body doesn't even realize it's been compromised. They prefer warm, damp environments, thrive quietly. By the time the host notices, it's already systematic. It's almost time to feed the animals. I just want to try and get in this one line and try to get them out the door, get them off scene, off stage. Certain mushrooms cause rash on contact. On some varieties cause a contact dermatitis, bright red whelps, quiet, uncomfortable. The skin blisters where touched. There are parasitic species that can't survive alone. They must attach to another organism, siphon from it, and look rather decorative while doing it. Some mushrooms only fruit once they've invaded something else entirely. Category 6, the crown of death angle. If you want symbolism, some deadly mushrooms resemble crowns. The most fatal variety is called the death cap, rather regal name for something so ruinous. Do not have him deliver a full lecture. It should feel like he's mid-thought, he blurts something out, he trails off or gets distracted. Example integration. Edible mimic delayed symptoms and heat activation. Galen, how are you, brother? Client onboarding specialist. That's fucking cold calling. Shit. Moore Enterprises LLC. Marketplace specialist. Sorry, looking at more job offers. Advent Talent Group. Part-time, $28 to $30 an hour. Marketplace specialist for luxury-focused fragrance company based. Fragrance company. I have no sense of smell. Manage and optimize product listings and content across Amazon and other marketplaces. Assure listing accuracy, compliance, and strong organic performance. Monitor customer reviews, Q&A, and overall marketplace health in partnership with internal teams. Maintain promotional and product calendars and support seasonal initiatives. Resolve listing issues, data errors, and technical challenges with internal teams and external partners. Apply marketplace best practices and guidelines to continuously improve performance. Support and optimize digital advertising or product positioning where applicable. So now AI wants to customize, using my work experience, wants to customize a resume for me for this job. Handling all aspects of product listing and marketing. I'm doing that right now. Fuck it. Fuck it. Okay. That's what, 2 jobs applied for so far today. Why do I keep getting these videos of goth girls? All because I keep looking at them. Who knows what I like?
What are you doing? Rushing you pizza. How did you find this? Watching you. Leave me alone, please.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Perhaps I carried something inside. Said quietly to himself. Directed and absent. Head tilt. In Garrett's direction. um, hmm. Okay. Maybe this instead. So this is turning into a long spiel that I'm probably going to want to break up. So right now I'm creating like an escalating spiel that I'm probably going to want to break up with other characters talking and interrupting. Okay, that's quite the rant. Let's see. Here's what I've assembled. I feel like it needs interruptions and punctuations. I spelled both of those, interruptions and punctuations, from Garrett and Jocelyn to work properly. You're right, as written, reads like a mini lecture. The content is excellent. The delivery just needs fragmentation. Galen works best when he trails. He interrupts himself. He notices something mid-thought. Others cut across him. No one fully lets him finish. Right now, it's too clean and complete. It feels composed rather than dissociative. Below is a tightened, interrupted version using only your material, just broken up, redirected, and punctuated with reaction beats. Um... Yeah, that works. That works for now. Yeah. Boom. 1,434 words, and at this moment it is a quarter after 7. Um, and I've been at this for about 2 hours. I've doubled my word count, roughly, and yeah, still thinking about my marriage and shit. Like, there was a point years ago, I want to say it was Christmas, and I don't know, I just looked at my wife's laughing family, and I had this realization that something just kind of settled in. These are not my people. I stayed way too long. I stayed way too long in a relationship where I wasn't listened to, I wasn't respected, and I just shut down because it was easier. I tried to make it work by becoming less. And then when I was completely gutted and didn't feel like I had anything left and had abandoned all hope, that's when she decides to fucking leave me. And it's my own damn fault. Anyways, I gotta finish this chapter today. This is the end of my first third, which is sad. I didn't want this chapter to drag on and be too long, but this feels like a good short chapter length that I'm at right now, so I don't know, maybe this will be where I do a break in the future. But this 1,434 words puts me at nearly 40,000 words total for the book. So I'm getting to that minimum point for a novella right now. And I can't end the story yet because this is all just set up for the first 1/3. This is all my initial composition for the rising action that's going to happen over the next, let's say, 40,000 pages or 40,000 words. And then there's the descent. And descent isn't even the right term because I'm trying to like rise action in a different capacity, raise action, raise tension. So yeah, if you've been watching, I appreciate you hanging out with me while I go through this process and try to get this done and listening to me ramble on about my marriage and the stuff that's fucking with my head right now. Yeah. So, I got a thing at 10:30 today. I gotta be at, and yeah, I should do some stuff. But I would like to be back in here and doing another morning writing session. Damn you, crypto. Just fuck. Um, so my hope is that I will feed my animals, get dressed, walk the dog, and then be back. Hopefully a little after 8, maybe give me like an hour. Oh, I gotta feed myself as well. I should eat. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat. Um, and then be back and try to write. Like I just need to write these characters out of the room, and then focus on Belaine and Gregarious too, and their whole ridiculous scene for a beat. Like that's the next section. The middle action of the chapter. Belaine fusses over the king. Much to his annoyance, though he tries to remain kindly to his granddaughter, she talks up her brother, who is mostly silent, largely because she talks over him. So Belaine is talking up her father and her brother and how wonderful they are, which subtly I want to be indicating that they're actually fucking horrible, horrible fucking people. Because they are. They're based on horrible fucking people. Just like Galen was originally. Because I will get snapshots and ideas of people, and then I'll just like make them utterly ridiculous. Okay, so that's the end of this stream, folks. I appreciate you if you've been hanging out. I will be back later. That's the plan. Um, yeah. So, by Twitch, by Kick,